grays. So I brought appropriately primed board. And the reason I'm doing this, I hope you find it interesting, is I've found one of my biggest problems is values and getting them right. And so I just sat one day and started mixing grays, and I think there's enough copies here. If you can make out my handwriting, if you'd like to take them and see what I've done. I pretty much have just done two values on the chart, but you can see that the more white you add, obviously, the lighter it gets. And so grab one of these if you'd like to. You might find them useful or interesting or not.
Pass them around. Just hand them to somebody and we'll pass them.
I'll do it.
Some of the colors you may not have. I'm a paint hoarder, so I buy everything I see practically.
Now, are these oils or acrylics?
Oils. Yeah. So I'm going to, this is, I think I need my cell phone for reference. My printer printed this way too dark, so I'm going to use it for design purposes, but I'm going to double check my colors with my variations of it. But I'm going to keep it fairly dark. It's a warm gray. Can you? So if I want it darker, I'll mix more red into it. Version. And of course, I'm sure you all know that pretty much any two complements will make a gray. And I've kind of put some odd ones on there, and some of them aren't exactly complements, but they're just fooling around grays that I mixed. Now, these tend to be really blue grays, and I can knock them down a little more if I add a little bit of burnt umber, or there we go. Or transparent brown oxide also works. It's a color I use. I don't have it with me today, but that's a pretty good color to use. Okay, so there we have So this is with the cerulean blue, cad red light, and white. This is with ultramarine and cad red. Here I added a touch of burnt umber. And if I add a little touch more, I can grade, whoops, maybe that's too much. No, I guess it's okay. I think grays are a color that we kind of, I don't know, a lot of people rely on Payne's gray and some of the grays out of the tubes, but I think it's a little more interesting if you mix your own. So I'm going to start by putting in my dark.
What type of paintbrush are you using?
I've been having trouble finding good brushes anymore, but the Rosemary, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Rosemary and Company brushes. She's in England, London, I think is where she is, but they're handmade, and she goes to all of the big art, the plein air conventions and things, and sells her brushes. You can get them online. They're usually really good. The synthetic, she's got a whole line of different brushes, but I'm liking the synthetic bristles. They seem to be a little more forgiving and they last longer than the natural bristle. And she has another one that I love, and they're a synthetic sable kind of, but they're very soft. Yeah, I don't use them all the time, but they're kind of fun. They do interesting things. And I like the Gray Matters brushes a lot. They're really good. They have both now where is my Gray Matters? They're great, and they're inexpensive, very forgiving.
2 words like Gray Matters.
Gray Matters, and it's Grey, I think.
Yeah, it's 2 separate words, Gray Matters.
Yeah. I haven't seen them on Jerry's, but what's that company that makes the push-out boxes? Gorilla Painter. They have them. I think if you just go on Google Gorilla Painter, you'll get their website, and I'm sure they have them. And let's see. I don't know if you know the little art store in Pacific Grove. She orders them. Sometimes she has them in stock, or she'll order them for you. But I am really liking the Gray Matters brushes.
Finish back to me because I need to go.
Okay. Thank you.
Jerry's our cousin.
Just seems like a lot of the brushes you get, they just frizz out so fast.
Are those
Those
Or they lose hairs.
are called.
Yeah.
This rosemary.
Oh,
And
okay.
then Surah.
Have any of you used Rosemary's?
The lady sitting next to me has some.
No, that's
Oh,
her.
Those are mine. I'd like them back, please.
I thought, how interesting, she has your brushes.
Well, we were all looking for samples.
They're not cheap, Rosemary's aren't.
I found Gray Matters at Jerry's.
Oh, did you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, good.
Gray Matters.
I think they're very reasonably priced, and I'm finding that they last a long time.
I always think if I just have the right brush, I'll be able to do anything.
Of
So I have
course.
lots of different brushes.
Of course. I brought that down a little too far. Or if you have another tube of paint, just one more tube of paint. You know?
Yeah. I just had that color idea. It's the
Exactly.
perfect color.
Yeah, that's really big.
All of your brushes seem to be really large.
I guess you like to work with the large brush.
I do. I have some that are not so large
That's what she
that
said.
I'll get into. But I am using larger brushes. I've been doing huge paintings lately, so
You have or you haven't?
She has.
Oh, okay. Yes.
for the underneath, I think that's pretty good. I've mixed cad orange and Naples yellow and white. And I think I'll change brushes.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
God bless you.
I'm leaving out the trees. I guess another reason I don't know, I've been playing with grays is everybody seems to want things that are bright colors, and I just thought, you know, you can do it with gray. I mean, I don't know, I just wanted to try something different, I guess.
It works. It works beautifully.
I've been looking at Brian Blood's work. He shows his work on Faso websites. But anyway, if anybody wants to Google Brian Blood, he's a local artist.
Oh, he's
And
fabulous.
I think he's a fabulous artist, but I am constantly amazed at how desaturated his colors are. There's very little color in it, and yet you look at them and you think, boy, that's very realistic.
It's
And
values. Values.
Yeah.
Lori Cousy.
Yeah.
Is
Or-
it?
Yes.
Is
that's
his wife.
Yeah, it's his wife.
Yeah, we used to ride with them out at the stables. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, she's a big horse
Yeah,
person.
so, yeah, they both are fabulous artists.
Yeah.
Yep. I took a couple workshops from her. She's an absolute pristine painter. Her studio is like cleaner than my living room. I mean, it's
She's good at painting dust. That's what somebody told her once, you're good at painting dust.
Really?
Well, she goes out to the stable to sketch, and I've seen many of her works, of her equine work, and it's,
Yeah.
she does paint good dust.
Okay.
I'd like to have a lesson in dust. I've wanted to put dust in things and couldn't do it.
I did too,
well, I think it's something that you put on at the end, like fog. It's similar to painting fog.
How about putting real dust on it?
That'd work.
Or who was it that had cigar ashes in his paintings?
Groucho Marx.
Yeah.
No, I think it was Monet.
Have you heard of Duchamp?
Hmm?
There was a French painter, Marcel Duchamp,
Yeah.
and he was kind of a little bit crazy.
Aren't we all? Aren't all artists?
He let the dust on his bed lie there for, I don't know, over 20 years.
Ugh.
And then he did some drawings in it.
No?
Driving into town today, I noticed that there's about 5 different kinds of clouds up in the sky.
They were
poofy ones,
beautiful.
yes.
Today?
I thought,
Yes.
just,
Yeah,
there were some windy clouds and then poofy clouds and
Yeah.
rain clouds.
and blue.
And fluffy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get fluffy.
Sometimes I'll have a hard edge on them too.
Oh, that's a bossy color. don't you hesitate to ask what I'm doing.
For all visible features,
Yes.
that should come together.
Yeah, that knife seems to put a little bit of texture on there.
Mm-hmm.
I like to use the knife.
Real artists, their brush dances across the canvas.
It does.
And I've not been able to teach my brush to dance.
Okay, I guess I should address the water a little bit. In a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the top.
How long does it take you to usually complete a painting?
Well, when I paint outdoors, I try to finish it in one sitting, so it's like 3 hours.
But if you're in your studio?
If I'm in my studio, I'm usually doing large pieces, and I'm working on one now that has been going for about 6 months.
I have those too. I put it aside, work on something else, then go back to it.
Exactly. I mean,
Put it in the closet.
it's one of those things. It's a work in progress that may always be a work in progress. I don't know. It's very frustrating.
What is it? What are you
It's cypress trees. A cypress tree in my yard. It's this humongous cypress tree. And it's very hard to not get lost in all of the things that are crossing. And then, I mean, I've nailed pretty much the tree trunk, but I've taken the foliage out now, and I'm not sure I'm putting it back in.
I love trees.
I do too. It's a challenge.
Yes, they are.
Fortunately, it's not going anyplace. It's right where I live, so unless I decide to cut the bloody thing down. So the sunsets this past winter, I've just been, I guess, obsessed with them. They've been just spectacular. The sun's now moving this direction, so it's hidden behind a bunch of trees pretty soon. By next week, I probably won't see the sunset anymore. I mean, other than I wanted to see the actual sun go down. No one believes me, but I actually saw the green flash recently.
Yay.
I saw the green flash
Did
a
you?
long time ago. Yeah, you have to really concentrate.
Mhm. And it has to be no clouds.
Exactly.
Okay. Time to clean the brush. I want to lose that dark edge there. Not happy with this.
You're making music for us.
I warmed up. I'm adding a little bit of viridian into my first gray mixture, which was cerulean blue and cadmium light. Not making a big difference, but a little bit. Maybe that up here. I'd still like it a little brighter on top. Uh-oh. Prussian blue got in the way. Uh-oh. That is a bossy color.
this, that is, this is that space.
Okay, thank you.
That's right. Thank you.
There you go. It needs to be lighter up there. Got too much paint in the first place.
I'll bet your view from your kitchen window was something during the storms.
Oh, I bet, yeah. I was more worried about trees crashing down.
Yeah.
I'll make something look light, put something dark next to it. How many times do you learn that lesson?
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm about to pick this to death, so I'm gonna just about finish it up here. Till I get home.
That is lovely.
You know, there's three shapes here that are too much the same, so.
I love the texture on the water.
Oh, thank you.
I do too. Yeah. I mean, I like the whole thing. I just like the way you did the waves. It looks a little choppy, like a choppy ocean.
Yeah, well, it's very smooth here, but in order to make it water, you gotta, I think you have to move it a little bit. pick this to death, so I think we'll, one more thing. So you can see the warmth. I mean, even though I'm using pretty much all grays, you can see the warmth from that red, but yet it's not overwhelming. It's just kind of back there.
Which is very cool.
Very, very nice.
Learn something today.
It's a good day when you learn something new.
Orange, cat orange works well too. I mean, it's a little different effect, but that works just as well. I use an acrylic underground because it dries fast. You can paint on it right away, almost. So I think that's it. Baby wipes.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.